Hi guys, I've said before that Michael Gove is one of the slimiest politicians ever, and someone who should not be trusted, even if we leave aside the lies over Brexit. He has demonstrated nothing but contempt for the British people. So, on Monday, the House of Commons will hold a vote on the findings of the Privileges Committee into Boris Johnson's behaviour. And Michael Gove here has said that when the vote is called, he will abstain, like the coward that he is, putting himself before Parliament and acting a bit like Boris Johnson himself. Have a listen to this.
But you're going to ask me how I'm going to vote tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to ask you if you endorse that important report. Will you vote for it tomorrow?
I've read the whole report. There are parts of it that I think are excellent work. I don't agree with the conclusion, however, personally. I think that the final conclusion, the decision to impose a 90-day penalty, is not merited by the evidence that the committee has put forward.
So then what would you impose instead? Like, if you said the 90-day sanction on Boris Johnson is not appropriate, then what would be appropriate? Because, as I said, he's a slimy politician. He will say later in this interview how, yes, I agree with the findings, I think they did a great job, and all of this, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to the punishment, I have to find a way out of it. I have to find a reason to abstain. Because this is about protecting Michael Gove. This is not about any sort of principle. We're talking about Michael Gove here. He has no principles. But this is about defending him. This is about protecting himself. Abstaining is the cowardly way out. If he voted for it, he would be condemning Boris Johnson. If he voted against it, he would be endorsing Boris Johnson. But he wants to protect himself here.
For the report or not?
I will not vote. I will abstain.
What will the Prime Minister do?
I do not know, but I think it's critically important that each individual member of the House of Commons forms their own judgment. So I would not wish to influence anyone else. My own judgment is the committee have done good work. It is a good report. There are clear areas where the actions of Boris Johnson as Prime Minister fall short of what should have been expected.
Falls short. He lied to Parliament. Falls short. He lied to the committee. He was involved, it seems, allegedly, he was involved in intimidation of witnesses. Falls short. Boris Johnson's behaviour falls short. My goodness. But once again, this is about Michael Gove looking at, which side do I pick? Do I stay on this side of the fence or the other? No, I'm going to sit in the middle because that's where it's safest.
No doubt about that. And it is appropriate that he faces criticism. He has already forfeited his job as Prime Minister and left the House of Commons.
By his own...
But he left. He wasn't fired. He quit. But why did he quit? He quit because he didn't want to face the music. He didn't want to be fired. It was about covering his own arse. Disgraceful behaviour. But, you would endorse that sort of thing, Michael Gove.
By his own volition.
His own decision. So we now have a decision to make as members of the House of Commons. My own view is I'm grateful to the committee. Mm-hmm. I think their work is good, but I don't agree with the conclusion.
But what people will want to know is...
But what conclusion? What would you do instead, Michael Gove? What sort of sanction would you impose on Boris Johnson? Unfortunately, we don't get that question asked. I wish it was asked. But that would force him into a corner, and he would say, well, I don't want to speculate. That would be his answer, probably.
Do you think the Prime Minister should turn up in order to back the institutions of Parliament? Should the Prime Minister be there tomorrow?
I should not give advice to any other individual member of Parliament.
I'm asking what you think.
But Rishi Sunak is not an ordinary MP. Rishi Sunak is the Prime Minister. Rishi Sunak has a responsibility. He should support the committee. Whether he likes the findings of the committee or not, of course he prefers the findings of the committee over what could have happened. Rishi Sunak has no backbone. Rishi Sunak should be encouraging MPs to back the committee because it's the committee set up by Parliament. I know the Tories don't give a crap about Parliament, but at least the Prime Minister should pretend to care. He should be encouraging MPs. I don't know whether you'd have to go down the road of a whip, but he should at least be encouraging MPs to back this. This is a committee with a majority Tory members of the members of the committee were a majority Tory. Yes, the chair of the committee was Labour, But the Tories had a majority. There's a majority in the House of Commons on the Tory side. The party has to back this, and the Prime Minister should show even a little bit of backbone and say, yes, MPs should back this. If he's not going with a 3-line whip, he wouldn't need it. I think a majority will support it, because Boris Johnson is gone. But, my God.
My own view is that each individual should make up their mind. It is a matter for each individual reading that report and weighing it. And I will not criticise any member of Parliament for any decision they take on the basis of that report.
But once again, Rishi Sunak is not a normal MP. He's the Prime Minister. He's the leader of the party. So he has to come out in support of this. He should be encouraging MPs to back it. It's okay for ordinary members to say, well, it's up to ordinary members to decide. But it shouldn't be the case where the Prime Minister is exempt from this. So Michael Gove will abstain, because Michael Gove is a coward. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.